Madden 25 just dropped, and I wanted to give you guys a scheme that is off meta, so it is something that your opponent will have not played against often in the past. This can make it very difficult because they have no idea what is coming, and we have some of the most creative and dynamic plays that you will use all year in this offense. Then I also wanted to feature one of the new play types that can be found in a ton of playbooks in Madden 25, and that is plays that utilize cheat motion. This is a receiver that will motion across the field, but instead of stopping before the snap, he will continue running through the snap, and we can use this extra speed to get vertical in the pass game and deep down the field. So we are going to feature a ton of this in the pass game, but then we can also use the cheat motions in the run game, where now we can make the runs look the same as our passes, but now this motion player can pull extra defenders out of the middle of the field and open up our run game. So this scheme is mostly going to be run out of bunch X nasty in the Vikings playbook, but then we also have a couple plays at a spread Y slot. And the base play in this formation is going to be a double pass that is one of the craziest plays that I have ever used in any Madden game I have ever played. Now, first, we're going to be breaking down our plays in Bunch X Nasty that utilize our cheat motion. Now, all these plays will start off with this motion across the field. We can do a ton off it, like a screen pass to our motion player. Then we can run the ball out of this motion. And lastly, we can use this motion to set up some really explosive deep passing concepts. And all of this is going to work off each other, which puts the whole defense, but especially the user, in a super tough spot. Now, this is all going to start with PA wide receiver cheat screen. On this play, we'll have our cheat motion across the field. Then we're going to get a hard play action fake, and once we pull out of it, we will have a screen set up on each side of the field with the cheat motion player and the tight end, but I usually will go to the cheat motion player whenever possible, and now we can just put the ball in a playmaker's hands and make some huge gains. All right, so with this screenplay, it all starts with this cheat motion, and the team I'm using here, I have Jalen Waddle and I have Tyreek Hill. Use fast receivers for these spots. They're going to come across the field. We're going to have a play action fake, and now if this is open, even if they have one guy here, we're about to get 3 blockers out in front, so you can drop it over to him, just cut inside that one guy, make a guy miss right there. We go upfield, we got like 10 yards on the play. Here it is going to be running it the opposite way to Waddle. Same thing, play action, drop back. If you have time, you want to hold onto this ball for as long as you can to let these blockers get out in front of your screen player. Then we want to rack catch it, get upfield, make a guy miss, juke back out the other way, and we are gone, and we score a 40-yard touchdown right there. Then our last option on this play is after the fake, if we look and the user jumps out to this side right away, then we don't want to go there, and we're just going to look to the other side of the field where we have our receiver out in front of our tight end. It's just going to be one blocker, but you can drop it out there. You're going to get a block out in front, get upfield. We pick up like 10 yards on the play. Next up, we have cheat HP zone weak. This is a great run play that is off the cheat motion, and I love to run this after we run the screen a few times, and then we'll see the user jump out of the play to the motion, and now we can run the ball in behind them, and this can lead to some really nice gains on the ground. Now, this is a wide zone run, so we want to run with patience, and when we see the hole open up, whether that's to the outside or if the defense overcommits to the edge, then we can cut it back up for some big runs. Next up, we have PA cheat wheel post, and this play has the same motion across the field, but now this will be about getting our playmakers deep down the field, and this is an excellent play to push the ball over the top versus zone coverage. To set this up, come out with your bunch to the wide side of the field, then take your point man on the bunch and put him on a post, then take the solo receiver and put him on a streak route. Okay, now this is such a great vertical pass concept. This cheat motion right here route is our go-to. We're going to have this streak route as the clear out route. So as we drop back, this is going to be a cover 3 defense. So we're going to have 1 deep, 2 deep, 3 deep, and this streak is really going to hold these deep players back here, and our cheat motion player is just going to wheel up the sideline, and against cover 3, we want to back shoulder this football and keep it away from their cover 3 deep blue defender, drop it in along the sideline. You can fire that in for like a 25-yard game basically every time. Now against a cover 2 defense, this is going to work slightly different. We're going to have the play action fake, we're going to drop back, and here is going to be the flat defender right here. Here is the deep blue defender getting run off by our streak route, and as this wheel comes up the field, as soon as he passes this guy, we want to pass lead this up the field, and we can actually drop this in for a 1-play touchdown. See how I drop this up the field, not back shoulder. We want to keep it away from this corner, drop it in there, and we score on that wheel from like 40 yards out. bombing them over the top. So the wheel is always our first read, but if we look out and they are playing something like a cover 4, so this 1, 2, 3, if this guy's deep, or if this guy's just kind of rolling over and taking this route away, what we want to look to is our post. So same thing, this streak is going to run these players off, and we're going to have this post breaking into the middle of the field. And now once he gets in behind these hooks, we can just drop it into this hole right here. So wheels taken away, throw it into that post over the top. Then the last option here is if everything's covered deep, so they have a guy running with this route here, post over the middle, they kind of have a player playing over the top of it. We just have our tight end in the flat that we can check down to as well. And obviously this play is great because it's going to utilize that same cheat motion as our run play and screen pass. Then our last play using the cheat motion is going to be PA boot cheat slide. This is an excellent man beater that starts with the motion, but now this player is going to have a ton of speed to get vertical down the field and in behind the man coverage. Then this play has 3 other really good man beating options on it as well. To set this play up, come out with your bunch to the short side of the field, then take your tight end and put him on a corner route, and that is the whole setup. Okay, now we have a man beater using this same motion. Now, if you have a very fast wide receiver, this cheat motion can be incredible because this player has to follow this guy all the way across the field. Then if he plays underneath coverage, anything like that at all, this player is just going to get up over top of him with this speed burst coming out of this cheat motion. The deep half here, he's playing like a 2-man under, cover 2-man look. The deep half is getting held in the middle of the field, and we can just bomb them over the top, rack catch it, and we score against his man coverage. Here it's going to be the same thing. So this player has to come all the way over the top of this route. Now, if that's open, we want to hit it. If this player does do a better job of covering it like it does here, then we're going to have this C route as well. So he's going to break in, then break out. As he does, he's going to get really nice separation, and you can fire this in. C routes are excellent versus man coverage. We rack catch this, and we're able to score right there with that C route. Then our last options is we kind of have another middle option here with the corner route to our tight end, and we have a shallow cross. So we have both these routes on this side of the field, and we can go to either one. So we can go to the corner route right here or the shallow cross. You can just pick whichever one. Here I go to the corner route, drop it in over that defender's head, get upfield. We pick up like 15 yards on the play, but we also have that crosser you can look to. Next up, we have our bunch X nasty plays that aren't going to utilize cheat motion. Now, a lot of these plays, we're still motioning a receiver around to give us some more different looks and change the way the plays can function. This group of plays is about starting up front with the run game, and we have some really good runs that we can go to. Then off of that, we can work in our play action pass game when the defense starts to shoot down to stop our run, and this can open up some shots down the field. Now, the run we are looking at here is inside zone split. Now, this is a great run that you can go to at really any down and distance, and it's going to be super effective. It is a quick hitter, and your aim point will be in between the guard and tackle, and if that hole opens up, you want to put your foot in the ground and hit it right away. But then if that hole is closed off, then you want to look for the cutback inside, and you're going to have your tight end coming across, and he can pick up defenders and open up the cutback lane for you. Then next up, we have PA boot, and this is a great play action shot off your run game, which can pull the user out of position, and it gives us some really good options to push the ball down the field. Now, to set this up, come out with your bunch to the wide side of the field, then take your tight end and put him on a flat route, then take your outside player on the bunch and put him on a streak and motion him out. Now, to help you disguise this play, a lot of the time when I run our inside zone split, I'll motion that outside receiver out as well to help disguise when we're going to our run or pass. Okay, now with PA boot, this is an excellent play action play that we can use without utilizing that cheat motion. So it's going to be a hard play action. We want to pull that user down if we can. Then we're going to boot out the other way, and basically we have 3 reads. So we have the corner route going here with the clear out route. We have the crosser coming here, and then really we have 2 check downs. So we have a check down here with the tight end in the flat, and we have the running back going out the other way. So those are our options. And right here, if the flat defender stays shallow at all, the deep blue defender is going to get run off, and we can just fire in this corner route up over the top, drop it in behind that flat defender for a really big pickup. Now, if the corner route is taken away, that's where we want to look underneath to the cross. So he kind of like mans this up. This probably with some sort of match coverage, and he's going to ride this player vertical. We see the flat is kind of taken away by the user, so we have the cross coming in underneath that corner route. So we have a nice layer there where we have the corner route going deeper, the crosser underneath. Then, like I said, we have 2 check down options on this play. So we have the running back out in the flat, and we have the tight end. Here, my tight end kind of got caught on the edge. So if he didn't, you know, the flat's getting way back under this route. If the tight end's there, we can drop it out, but he gets caught up, so we can check it down to the other side of the field to our running back in the flat. So you can go to either one right there for our checkdowns. Then next up, we have verticals, and this is a great zone beating play to push the ball down the field with multiple deep options on this play. Then we're also going to have some really good underneath routes as well. To set this play up, come out with your bunch to the wide side of the field, then take your running back and put him on a swing pass, then take your solo receiver and put him on a streak, and lastly, take your outside player on the bunch and motion him out, and this will be the same motion as our other two plays in this section. Okay, now with verticals, this is a great play to push the ball down the field with our inside wheel and our deep crosser. Those are our two vertical routes we want to hit. So we're going to drop back. If we see the flat defender widen out like this, and we see the hooks and user stay inside with this crosser, that is where this tight end wheel is just going to get up this seam, wheel up the seam, and now you can just fire this in as he cuts up the field, drop that in for a really nice pickup. That was 3rd and 10. Then if we go back, we're dropping back, and we see they have players playing over top of this route. Right here, our tight end wheel. That is where we want to look for the crosser coming in this way. We're going to have this streak pulling back the deep blue defenders, and unless this flat defender is getting to like 20-25 yards, then this crossing route is just going to get in behind him. We can fire that in for a really nice game. Then lastly, we have two kind of check down options here. So right at the snap, when you want to throw this outside wheel, so we motion him out. If the flat defender stays inside, like right here, this is the flat defender. So he's staying inside unless he's in a hard flat and starting out wider, or if it's a cover 2 where the flat is starting out here and he's playing a hard flat, you can quick throw this wheel as soon as he turns up the field. And if that flat defender's inside, you can quick throw that and throw that basically whenever you want for like a free 12 to 15 yards. Then the last option too is if we're dropping back and we kind of see everything is covered deep, and they're just, look at where the distance everyone is at. Everyone on the defense is playing at 10 to 15 yards. Then we have the running back swing pass just coming underneath them that we can go to. So we can just throw it to the running back swing pass, put it into a playmaker's hands. Everybody's playing at depth, so that's going to be basically a free 10 to 12 yards you can just take every single time. Then if you want to take this offense to the next level, you need to check out my website, Scheme Kings. Up right now, I have the second part of this scheme where I break down 7 more plays out of Bunch X Nasty, and this is going to make this whole formation one of the best and tough to handle schemes that you will use all year. Then I also have my first defensive mini scheme up for Madden 25 that you can check out on the site, and this will help you get a ton of sacks and pressure on the QB. Then also on the site, you can get access to all of my college football 25 content. So far, we have my spread to run offense on the site where I broke down the Chip Kelly Oregon offense and the West Virginia Pat White scheme. Then on defense, I have my full defensive scheme on the way, and we're breaking down Nick Saban's match defense that he used at Alabama. It's an incredible way to lock down your opponent based on how the real life Tide dominated college football defensively. By subscribing to the site, you can also get access to my Madden 25 content plus all of my college football 25 material for one price. So for the site, you can purchase the yearly membership, which will save you $50 over the course of the year. Then I'm also going to be running my Madden 25 launch sale on the site, and this will run until September 4th. You can use code Madden25 to get 50% off your first month if you do the monthly membership. And if you want to check out the site, I will link it down below. Then the last series we have is going to be out of Spread Y Slot. This is going to be a group of 2 plays built around this wide receiver double pass, and this is one of the craziest plays I have ever run in any Madden game, and it can lead to a ton of big plays. Then off that double screen, we have a really good pass play that we can use that has that same motion across the field, and this can help pull the user out of position and let us throw the ball down the field. So the first play we are looking at is the double pass HP screen, and here come out with your slot receiver that will motion across the field to the short side. Then when you snap the ball, he's going to motion over. Then at the snap, you're going to throw it to him, but it will actually be a backwards pass. So now if you have an open lane with your wide receiver, you can just take off and run up the field, and you can pick up some really huge gains. But if the edge is closed off, you can actually throw this back across the field to your running back on the screen pass, who's going to have a caravan of blockers out in front of him. Okay, now with this play, always come out with our screen pass going to the wide side. We just want to give ourselves more room. So he's going to go out to the wide side, and now we are just going to fire this out right away. Now, if we see open grass like we do here, we just want to take off and run. Now, the other thing is, because this is technically a passing play now with this slant and this backside screen, all of these players are going to stay in pass fit. So they're not going to come down to you right away most of the time. And if you see that, now we just want to take off. We're going to have blockers out in front, turn the corner, and you can just turn that screen pass right away into a huge pickup. Now we're running it again here, and if at the snap, we have no control over this pass. So no matter what, this pass is going over here. But when we get to this point, if we see a guy come down here, this is getting shut off, users coming over, everybody's collapsing in on you, that is where you want to just buy some time, roll out, and throw this back across your body to your screen pass. You're going to have 3 blockers out here with a fast running back, rack catches, get upfield. We're 19 yards out, and we get it down to like the 1-inch line with that screen pass. So that is how that play works. Super wild. Then the next play we have is motion in and up. This is all going to start with that same wide receiver motion across the field. So we want to use this after we have run the double pass. Then we won't actually pass it to the wide receiver at the snap, but instead drop back, and we'll have some really good passing options to push this ball down the field. To set this up, come out with your slot, who will motion over to the short side of the field. Then take the slot on the wide side and put him on a corner route. Then take the outside receiver on the wide side and put him on a streak route. Okay, then our pass play off of this motion, we're going to have first this corner route, and this corner route can work versus man or zone. So this is kind of, you can use this versus either. Definitely works a little better versus zone, but it can work versus man. So right here, corner route going up the sideline, the flat defender bites down here. Right here, the streak route pulls their defender back, and now we have this corner route just cutting up behind them. We can just drop that in behind them right there, rack catch, get upfield. Really nice game. But then we have 2 other routes on this play. So if we don't like the corner route, we actually have this receiver on this kind of delayed route, but we also have our solo receiver who's going to look like he's going to slant across the field. And right here, look what the user does. He sees this player starting to shoot upfield. He comes down to take that away. We have the flat defender getting under our corner route, and our backside receiver is going to run this slant and up route, and he's just going to get to this really nice hole. And if the hook defenders are jumping down because of the motion to this side of the field, then you can just throw this ball as he cuts upfield, drop it in front of this defender for a really nice gain. Then the last option on this play is going to be this delay route. So if we look in the flat defenders getting underneath this route and taking it away, we have, the hook staying back under this route right here. Now this route is just going to kind of stop, wait for a second, then get upfield and kind of run a slant. And it's just a really good delayed route that will let everybody else get down the field. And then we can just drop it into this guy right here, get it into his hands, 1st and 10, and we pick up like 12 to 15 yards on the play. Now with just what you have here, this bunch X nasty scheme will be great. But remember, there is part 2 of this offense up on Scheme Kings right now, and it is going to give you so many more options to attack defenses and make this game plan way more difficult to stop. Then you can also check out my first defensive blitz heavy mini scheme that I released for Madden 25, and this is just going to help you get a ton of pressure and hits on the QB, and you can watch that right here.